a couple of moments to see if anybody wants to join and come do some good stretches with us this morning. I just posted it on my other social medias to give everybody a heads up that we're going live. My name is Julianne Duffy, and if you joined me before, this will be the same kind of thing. My name is Julianne Duffy. I am a yoga instructor, intuitive, divine healer. I put all of those type of things together. Today we're going to do 15 minutes of gentle stretching to get ourselves ready for this beautiful Saturday. So whether it's your morning, your evening, middle of the day, wherever you are in the world, we'll do a few stretches. We're going to do a little bit of breath work, some intention setting, and if you've been following my channel, I do read from oracle cards. So we'll pull an oracle card for our message for this beautiful day here this Saturday, August. What day are we at? The 31st, for the last day of the month. So that's it's kind of crazy how this year has gone by, right? Well, let's get ourselves settled. I also, as you might know, I'm wearing my, or might have noticed, I'm wearing my Mupo Entertainment. I am a producer of some content, Oracle content, with my Divine Guidance show on mupoentertainment.com. It is a censorship-free platform, so do check it out. There's lots of great information up there as well. So we'll get started while people show up, and if they do show up, no big deal. They can always join us late as I throw my cards here. However, let's get a sense of what the guides would like us to consider and contemplate as we go through our practice this morning. You can tell it's morning. I'm just throwing the cards everywhere. It's going to be a great day. That's a good sign when you start throwing things everywhere, right? And while everyone's getting set up, now you're going to want some space for our stretches. So if you've got a yoga mat or some floor space, you're welcome to do that. As you might notice, I have a chair. Today, we're going to do a few poses with the chair, so do grab one. I recommend one that has no arms, a sturdy chair, but however, we do want it to have a back, okay? So we're going to use that as we go through the stretches, and all of these are adaptable whether you're going to be on the floor or in the chair this morning. And get ourselves started. So while I put out the intention, what is our message from our divine guides, what they like us to consider as we go through our practice this morning for this last day of the month of August for 2024. And I'm just going to pull whatever feels like the most appropriate, and this is the message. Oh, beautiful. We got the message from the Wisdom of Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed, and we got happy, happy. So our message for today is happy, happy. It's a good day. We're going to get started, and let's put our focus and our intention on being in that beautiful higher energy. My purpose is to help heal and serve humanity by helping us reconnect to our highest form of authenticity. So my goal here is that through the physical movement, breath work, intuitive work that we do, intention setting, we're becoming more of our authentic, loving selves. And authenticity is even a higher vibration than love. So let's put in a positive statement for us to start with today, and let's make it around being our authentic self. And let's make it a great gratitude statement. So we did this last weekend when I did my first session. And we want to phrase it in our mind's eye. So we can close our eyes here as we come to our positive statement. It can be, I am grateful for my authenticity. I am grateful for the love and authenticity I am surrounded with. Maybe something along those lines. Or if it's something else that you resonate with today, find that, make it that beautiful, positive, I am grateful, because we want to add that attitude of gratitude. As I mentioned last week, when you're in the state, in the vibration of gratitude, we can't be depressed. We can't be stressed and anxious. When we get into that full-on energy of gratitude, we are flowing with what is meant to be, right? And with the guides. So let's get ourselves settled. If you are on a chair, make sure you have a little bit of space between the back of the chair and your spine. We want to activate our core muscles today. If you're sitting on the floor, legs can be crossed or your legs can be straight, whatever you prefer. And if we're on our chair, we want our knees over our heels, and we're gonna lengthen sitting tall. And I see some people have joined us. I can't see your messages, I'm a little too far, but hello and thank you for joining. We're gonna get right into this. Let's come into our gratitude statement. So you're welcome to find a non-moving spot or to close your eyes, sitting tall, lengthening through the torso. So belly button to spine, pulling up on the pelvis. Imagine someone's lengthening us right from the top of the head. Hands can come onto the thighs. Let's bring our shoulders with our breath up towards our ears and then just let them roll down the spine, letting them go. Bring your head or chin level. And let's internally repeat our gratitude statement. So maybe we see the words come across our mind's eye. I am grateful for my authentic self. I am grateful, and whatever it is. We're going to see it one more time. We ideally see it from the left side of our mind's eye to our right. I am grateful. And with that last time, we let those words gently dissipate. As we come into our next breath, let's reach those arms overhead. You can keep those eyes closed or gently gaze forward. We're going to bring those arms overhead. We're going to imagine we're bringing in that energy of happy as per the divine card today, bringing in that beautiful happiness, contentment, and joy. And as we exhale, letting it come right to our heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. So we're going to imagine we're breathing in the attitude of gratitude with happiness, joy, authenticity. And then as we exhale, anything that is not of that highest vibration, we're letting it go, releasing it as we bring the hands to heart center. Let's do that 1 more time. Deep, full breath in. Feel the torso expand as we let those arms come up and overhead, intending we're bringing in that beautiful high energy of authentic gratitude. And as we exhale, anything that's not of that vibration is being released and let go of. And then we come with our hands to heart center. And we did this before. We're going to add some twists. So if we're in our chair, make sure those seated bones stay grounded. If we're on the floor, same thing. Lengthening through the spine, let's twist to the right. So we're going to let that right elbow start to head behind. Start to let the gaze follow, twisting to the right. Take a beautiful deep breath in. Again, we're imagining we're bringing in that attitude of gratitude, happiness. And as we exhale, use those core muscles coming back through center. Take a deep breath here, elongate, keeping that beautiful elongation through the spine. Deep breath in and exhale, twisting over to the left. Let the gaze follow. Another beautiful deep breath in, bringing in that higher energy, that vibration, intending we're bringing it in. And as we're exhaling, releasing all that we no longer need. You can release those hands. Let's bring them down to the sides. And we'll stretch out through our obliques. I can say that this morning. Okay, we're going to grab our chair with our left hand. Let's extend, or by our side if we're sitting on the floor, extend through that right arm, keeping the seated bones grounded once again. Feel beautiful elongation and space being created through the rib cage. And then as we exhale, leaning gently over to the left side. You can let the gaze come to the inside of the elbow. You can close the eyes. As we inhale, imagine that there's space in the ribs. So we're finding more and more space, and maybe our fingers can go a little bit more to the left side of our mat or towards the left wall. And then we're going to activate that core. So belly button to spine, pulling up in the pelvis. And if we don't quite know how to do that, imagine we're using those core muscles to bring ourselves back through center. Elongate with that right arm and gently release it. Perfect. Take a moment. Let's do that on the other side. So we're going to grab the chair or have our hand by our hip if we're sitting on the floor. And let's extend through that left arm, lengthening, keeping those seated bones grounded. A deep breath in and exhale, leaning to the right. Most important, we stay in our chair if we're sitting in our chair, and then let the gaze follow wherever feels most appropriate. Another beautiful deep breath in. Feel that space being created through the ribs. As we exhale, maybe imagine that those left fingers can go a little more over to the right. And then again, activating or imagining, because our body doesn't know the difference. If we vividly imagine something, our body thinks we're doing it. So imagining, if we can't quite get those muscles activated, belly button to spine, pulling into the pelvis as we come back through center, and gently release. Take a moment, shake that out. Let's continue. Let's work on our hands today because these are so important. We often are sitting in front of the computers, working a lot of desk jobs. And even if we're not, if we're on our phones and stuff, this is a great way to, avoid getting any tendonitis, right? So we're going to start with our right arm. We're going to imagine that we're stopping the floor from coming towards us. And then gently with the left hand, we're going to start to pull our fingers back to the back of the arm. So this is the forearm, or that back of the arm. I know what that is today. And we're feeling that beautiful stretch into the wrist. Now, mindful, we want to avoid any electrical or sharp pain. That is not what there is. That's not a good sign. So avoid that. And we're only putting as much pressure as feels appropriate. As you're holding this, you may want to play around with the pressure. Maybe put a little more on the pinky side of the hand or a little more onto the thumb side. And notice how that feels. Take another deep breath in, making sure we're still sitting tall. The shoulders are away from the ears. The core is active, belly button to spine. You can close the eyes or stay focused on a non-moving spot. And while we're here, let's see our positive phrase or imagine it come across our mind's eye. And as we internally repeat it once again, I am grateful for my authentic, healed mind, body, and soul. I am grateful. Take one last breath here. And as we let go of that, I am grateful, releasing anything that's not of that energy. Let's bring those fingers now to point towards the floor. So now we've got the back of the hand facing forward. We're going to gently pull those knuckles, bringing the fingers towards the inside of the arm. So now we're feeling the stretch on the opposite side of the wrist. And again, once we're here, you can always play around with putting a little more pressure on the pinky side versus the thumb side. Notice how that feels. Let's take another beautiful deep breath in. And as we exhale, imagining maybe we're releasing, if there is some tension in the wrist, we're releasing the tension or anything that is not of our highest, authentic, gratitude-filled energy. Another beautiful deep breath in. I am grateful. And then as we release, let's let that hand go. You can give yourself a little shakes if you want. Roll it a few times. Notice how that feels. Let's do the other side. So again, we're imagining we're stopping the floor from coming towards us. We're going to gently pull those fingers back, feeling that beautiful stretch into the wrist, avoiding any sharp pains. That's not an opening. We don't want to do that. So adjust it, because maybe your hand only stays quite forward. That's okay. As long as you're feeling a little bit of a gentle stretch into the wrist, that is the goal here. Let's take another beautiful deep breath in. We're still sitting tall, shoulders away from the ears, keeping that strong core. It's a lot of core work here. So we are multitasking, keeping that core strong, belly button to spine as we come through the stretch. Let's take one more breath, breathing in that idea of gratitude. And then gently, let's release, bringing those fingers towards the floor and pull those knuckles back. So again, we're stretching through the opposite side of the wrist. Play around with it. Each side's going to feel quite different. So one side might be really easy. One side might feel really tight. And that's very normal. Part of this practice is becoming aware of how our body is and where we have some discrepancies, right? Like one side, if we're right-handed, we'll often have a much tighter right side. Vice versa, if you're left-handed, that might be a little tighter, but also, repetitive things, like depending on what we do, we can have repetitive injuries or just issues with certain sides versus the other side. So this is becoming more aware of how our body is, because we can always focus. Like if one side feels a little more tight than others, you can always come back and do this longer on that side. Let's take one last breath here. And gently release, and then give that wrist a little bit of love, stretching it out. Perfect. Let's continue. Let's go into a little bit more movement. We're going to do a seated sun salutation. Now, of course, you can do this with sitting on the mat. You're welcome to have those legs crossed. That's going to be best. If you want your legs straight, you can do that as well. So wherever we're at, we're going to do a seated sun salutation variation. So sitting tall, again, keeping that spine long. Let's take a deep breath in. We're going to rotate those arms once again overhead as we bring in that beautiful deep breath and that happiness. Exhale, releasing anything that's not needed. Let's do that one more time. Another beautiful deep breath in, reaching those fingers overhead. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold over our legs. So whether we're on the chair or sitting on the floor, we're going to let the torso come over the thighs, reach the hands towards the feet. Whether they touch them or not is not important. And we'll gently go. Take a deep breath here. Let the torso expand. As we exhale, maybe imagine we can come a little bit more forward in this forward fold. And then on the inhale, we're going to gently bring ourselves back up. Keep your chin tucked if you need to. We're going to gently come back to seated. We're going to bring our hands onto the thighs, and we're going to do a variation of our seated cat and cow. So with this one, what we're going to do is our chest comes forward. We're imagining our tailbone goes back. The top of our head goes back. So kind of the idea that the top of the head and the tailbone could touch behind us. Feel that stretch into the front of the body. And then as we exhale, round the chin to the chest, coming into kind of a C shape here. Let's do it 2 more times. Another beautiful deep breath in, opening through the front of the body. Feel the ribs expand. Bring those shoulder blades back. This is our cow variation. And then as we exhale, we're coming into our scared cat. Imagining someone squeezing out our air as we round our spine. One more time here. Deep breath in, bringing in that happiness, that gratitude. Breathe in that attitude of gratitude for this beautiful August 31st, and then letting everything go, releasing anything that is not of our highest good. Gently coming back up through seated, we're going to add a twist. Bringing those arms overhead, deep breath in, reach for the sky. We're going to twist to our right. So we let that left hand come forward, the right hand comes behind. We're imagining it being lengthened in the opposite direction, so out to a T, gazing over the back arm. Keeping those seated bones grounded, use those core muscles, or imagine, like I was mentioning, using them to come back through center, lengthening, and let's twist to the left. Left arm comes behind, right arm comes forward. The beautiful elongation once again, gazing towards the back hand. And then use those core muscles, imagining we're using them as we come back through center, and gently let the hands come down to the thighs. Let's do that again. Deep breath in, reach those arms overhead. Do a little back bend if you'd like. So we have some space between the back of the chair and our torso, opening the chest. And then exhale, letting everything go, releasing to the floor. On the inhale, hands onto the shins or thighs, flat back, tabletop position. Gently release, letting that go. And then slowly, let's bring ourselves back up through to our seated position. We can walk those hands up onto the thighs. And we're going to do our cat and cow 3 times. Inhale, opening through the front of the body. The head is back. The tailbone, we imagine, goes back. Exhale, rounding the chin to the chest. Inhale, we're doing this a little bit quicker here. Just getting all that movement into the spine. Exhale, imagining we're letting go of all the tightness, any dis-ease we have in our body. And then with this last breath, intending we're bringing in more connection, gratitude, and happiness. And with that last exhale here, letting everything completely go that's not of our highest good. Once more, let's sit up tall, and we're going to do that twist, reaching the arms overhead with the next breath. Let's twist to the right, left hand forward, right hand back, gazing to the back of the arm if that feels good, or to the side, again, following whatever feels most appropriate. Use those core muscles back through center, lengthening, and exhale, twisting to the left. One last breath here. Inhale, use those core muscles or imagine as we come back through center, and let those hands touch. Exhaling, coming back to heart center. We're going to do one more because I really want to use the chair today. And, 15 minutes goes really quickly. So we're going to, if you are on the floor, you're going to grab yourself a chair. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a supported lunge today. So with the chair, we're going to have it kind of sideways. I'm going to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start with my left side. So we're going to start with our left foot in front, standing tall. You can use that chair. We're going to step back with the right. We're going to bring our left leg so it's supported. So then the right knee is pointing towards the floor and the right glute, butt cheek, is slightly off. We're using our hand to support us, and then with the toes curled under, if the knee pointing to the floor is enough, and you can feel that stretch right into the hip flexor, perfect, stay here. If you want to take it up a little bit more, you can start to scooch those left toes back a little further and bring that leg a little straighter. Torso is elongated, keeping it strong. And again, you can keep your hand onto the back of the chair if that feels good. And we're gazing down. We want to be able to see the big toe on that left foot. Now, if this is enough, stay here. If you want the little challenge, again, mindful of your balance, so we want to avoid falling out of our chair. We're going to take a deep breath in, reach the hands overhead. We can do a little bit of a back bend. So tuck that tailbone, opening the middle of the chest towards the sky. A beautiful deep breath in. So wherever we're at, whether the leg is further or the knee is a little bit closer, that's okay. And you don't have to add this back bend if you don't want. But let's take one more breath here, breathing in that happiness, that gratitude. And then as we exhale, we'll bring our hands to heart center if they're free, or we're still holding onto the chair. And then we're going to gently bring our right foot forward, bring both glutes onto the chair. Let's add a twist here, and then we're going to do the other side. So that right hand, left. I'm mirroring you. Left hand grabs the back far part of our chair. The right hand comes in front. We lengthen through our torso, and then we start to twist towards the back of our chair. So we're using this to assist going a little bit deeper, making sure those seated bones are still grounded onto the floor. You can also do this on the floor if you prefer. Lengthening, deep breath in. And then as we exhale, maybe gazing over towards the back of our mat. So we gaze over the shoulder. And then gently, let's untwist, unwind, back through center. Let's quickly do that on the other side. So however, if you just want to switch your chair or switch sides, whatever works for you. This time we're going to keep the right foot, so it's in front of the chair side. And then we're going to bring our legs where supported. The left toes start to curl under. And again, with each side, they might feel quite a bit different. So the left knee can be pointing towards the floor. We can curl those toes under. If this is enough, use your hand to support you. That's wonderful. Or scooch those toes a little further back so you feel that deeper stretch into the hip flexor. And then if you do want to add that back bend, we're imagining we're tucking our tailbone, so that tailbone is going down towards the floor. We're taking our deep breath in, reaching the arms overhead, opening the torso to the sky. Take that beautiful deep breath in. If that feels good, keep it upright though. If that feels better, or the hand down to the side, stay wherever feels most appropriate. You know your body. Let's take one more breath here. And then as we exhale, we'll bring our torso forward. If we did a little back bend, we'll bring the legs forward. So we're now on the other side, and we're going to twist, doing that deep twist with the chair. So this time that right hand goes to the far part of the chair, far left side of the chair. The right hand is in front. Sorry, left hand is in front, lengthening through the torso. And exhale as we twist, imagining we can get our chest towards the back of the chair, starting to gaze towards the back of the room. Take another beautiful deep breath and feel that elongation. And letting that slowly go. Let's take one more breath here. And use those core muscles one final time to bring ourselves back through center and gently release. So our time has really gone by very quickly. Let's bring ourselves back through to center. So if you've got your chair, let's bring it back to the starting position. We're going to ground those feet, make sure the knees are over the heels. If we're sitting on the floor, just cross the legs or keep them straight. Let's elongate through the spine and take another mindful breath. This time we're going to take the deepest, fullest breath we can this morning, evening, afternoon. So breathing that breath in, let the hands touch. And then as we exhale, slowly extending that exhale as long as we can. And when there's no more breath to let go of, take a moment, close those eyes, and notice that moment before you come back to your inhale. And then let the breath come in with another inhale. When we get to the top and we can't breathe anymore, take a moment, notice the top of the inhale. And then let that go. Once again, as we let the breath go, and there's no more breath to exhale, notice for one more moment that bottom. And then we'll repeat that one more time. Another deep breath in. Notice the top when you're completely expanding with that breath. Take that moment. And then final time as we let that breath go. noticing when there's no more breath in that moment. Let's let the hands come down to the thighs. We can close our eyes. And one final time today, and I encourage you to bring this up as you go through your day. Maybe set a timer every few hours. Let's bring back our positive I am grateful statement. So with the eyes closed, we're going to see those words come across our mind's eye. I am grateful for my authenticity. I am grateful. One more time, seeing those words come from the left side of our mind's eye to the right. I am grateful. And then we let those words slowly dissipate off to the right side. And just really feel that attitude of gratitude. So as those words dissipate, maybe we see those words go into a beautiful golden energy. And in our mind's eye, we pick them up and place them at our heart center, feeling grateful and that beautiful sense of gratitude. Happy that we spent the morning getting a few movements going. I'd like to invite you to join me for a full class. They'll be up on my website at breathewithinyoga.com. And then we go much deeper into this, and we can spend a lot more time doing all these beautiful movements. However, that is all on my website, and I'll be doing some new classes for September, so watch for that. And the link will be in the description if it isn't already. And I will come again tomorrow. We'll do another session tomorrow morning of our 15 minutes of stretching and movement. My plan is to do this every weekend, at least one of the days, if not both, so we can continue and share this beautiful mindful practice and get you started for your weekend. And before I let you go, I wanted to share a good news. So last time I shared puppies, and I've got puppies still. So if you come by tomorrow, I'll probably show you some puppies. However, I have to, because I love garlic, okay? So I'm a nerd, call me nerd, garlic gardening nerd. However, I have to show that we have so much garlic. I'm so excited. I've got bins and bins of this garlic. I've got purple garlic. I've got the white garlic. So if you need some garlic, I am also starting a website to sell some of our produce and seeds and stuff like that. That'll be coming very, very soon. So stay up to that. But thank you for letting me share my garlic. I love garlic. I think it's like the best thing ever. So there you go. That's a little bit about me as I finish up today. And I'm so grateful that I've got so much garlic. There we go. That's my gratitude for today. As always, my intention is that today help, heal, and serve you to start getting movement, starting to bring that attitude of gratitude and being happy. As the guide said, today, the focus is to be happy. So do the things that you need to do to be happy. What's going to make you happy today? Is it starting with some breath work, getting some movement, and then going into your garden or whatever you got for today, right? So thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. I'm going to set this up right after I'm off this call today. So join me again tomorrow, and we'll be doing some extra different stretches. I speak good English. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow morning for another practice. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.